Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and always. Amen. Read TV. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 18. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Force you to get a flu shot or lose your job. A major Michigan healthcare group thinks that they can do that. They're giving their employees an ultimatum. They say get the flu shot by December 31st or get fired.
Now, there are calls for a no jab, no travel policy when international borders reopen, whenever that is. It's been suggested the government could use a similar system to the yellow fever vaccination passport. It requires travellers to present a vaccination certificate to Australian Border Force officers when returning to Australia. The Prime Minister has dodged questions about a no jab, no travel policy when it comes to COVID, but says the government can't force people to have the vaccine. For more, we're joined by Dr. Zach Turner. Doctor, good morning to you. We're still a way away from a vaccine, but is it important we start to think of these kind of ideas into the future?
Yeah, look, I think that, no one wants to force anybody to have a vaccine that they don't need. In Australia, we have amazing doctors and researchers who are going to be testing the vaccines that are coming out. So I don't think anyone wants anybody in Australia to have an experimental vaccine. However, I think now is the time that we need to be starting to have dialogue around the best way that we can move forward, because reality is that a lot of Australians are being affected really terribly right now. The mental health impact of COVID and the long-term complications, not just of being hospitalised and potentially going to ICU and dying from this, but the long-term complications of just catching this, we don't know yet. And we already are in a lockdown. So I think the questions has to start being asked, is the vaccine, when the vaccine does come, when it is proven to be efficacious and great for us, should we be doing this before we can open up travel again? I
think most of us, when there is a vaccine available, will be trying to get it, although I suspect by the time there's a vaccine, there might be another virus that we're worried about by that point.
And many kids will soon be returning to school virtually. That does not mean they can skip their vaccinations.
Absolutely. The state's still mandating vaccines for all students, whether they're in school or out.
Plus, if your child is going back to school, it's mandatory. The Texas Department of State Health Services has decided school vaccination rules are in effect for the 2020-2021 school year, regardless of whether that education is received virtually or in person. And that goes for college students, too.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a vaccine by the end of the year. We're doing very well with the vaccine. And I will tell you something. I just literally left a meeting. We're mobilizing our military and other forces, but we're mobilizing our military on the basis that we do have a vaccine. You know, it's a massive job to give this vaccine. Our military is now being mobilized. So at the end of the year, we're going to be able to give it to a lot of people very, very rapidly.
Through Operation Warp Speed, we will deliver a vaccine in record-breaking time. We're doing very well on the vaccines. We have many, many different vaccines being studied right now, many of which are looking really good. And we're ready to distribute the vaccine when we get it. We're all set. But logistically, we have our military ready to go. We have generals that's all they do is distribute things, and they're going to be distributing, hopefully, a vaccine or a therapeutic. This evening, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Moderna to manufacture and deliver 100 million doses of their coronavirus vaccine candidate. The federal government will own these vaccine doses. We're buying them. Recently, we also secured partnerships with Johnson & Johnson, as well as Sanofi and GSX to support the large-scale manufacturing of their vaccines, doing very well in those vaccines. Tremendous promise in every single one of them, and we have many of them. And they're years ahead of schedule. This would have been if it were in the previous administration or any of the previous administrations. Where we are now would have taken years. 3 vaccine candidates are now in phase 3 trials already, the final stage of clinical trials. This is the final stage. We are investing in the development and manufacture of the top 6 vaccine candidates to ensure rapid delivery. The military is ready to go. They're ready to deliver a vaccine to Americans as soon as one is fully approved by the FDA, and we're moving very close to that approval. We're on track to rapidly produce 100 million doses as soon as the vaccine is approved, and up to 500 million shortly thereafter. So we'll have 600 million doses. Operation Warp Speed is the largest and most advanced operation of its kind anywhere in the world and anywhere in history.
We keep hearing progress reports on a coronavirus vaccine and that one could be ready this year. If you are among those Americans who choose to get one, CBN News medical reporter Lori Johnson says you may even see a big difference in the form of an RFID chip. Take a look.
Public health officials warned that when a coronavirus vaccine is ready, the next hurdle is how to get that vaccine out to the public quickly and in massive numbers. Joining me now is Jay Walker. He's the CEO of Apiject, a company that entered into a $138 million deal with the Trump administration called Project Jumpstart. Welcome, Mr. Walker.
Glad to be here, Lori.
So what is Project Jumpstart?
Well, Project Jumpstart is an emergency and temporary program in the battle against COVID-19. It's a public-private partnership between my company, Apiject Systems of America, and the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Defense. And its purpose is to ensure that by year end, we'll have at least 100 million doses ready to inject of a vaccine or therapeutic, assuming one is available.
How does the optional RFID chip work?
Well, each of these devices that are injected have the capacity to also have a small chip. What that chip does is it has the unique serial number for each dose. It is designed so that there is no counterfeiting. It's designed so that we'll know exactly that the right dose hasn't expired. However, that chip only refers to the dose. There's no personal information, no patient information. It's simply like a barcode, only we know instantaneously where and when that dose has been used.
I suspect by the time there's a vaccine, there might be another virus that we're worried about by that point.
Real TV,